Leo, how you doing? So, for a start, I keep hearing wishy-washy, in and out, flaky pastry. So, someone's very flaky, they don't know what they want, they're kind of in, then they're out, or Ashy, or Ashley, or Austin. Hearing Austin Powers, for some reason. Austin, Texas, some of you could be from Austin, Texas. Yeah, definitely keep hearing Austin, Texas, but Austin Powers. So horny, I don't know, but like I definitely you could be dealing with a devil, which could be a 6, which could be a Gemini or a Capricorn. But I definitely keep hearing like flaky pastry, like I'm cooking a lot of things, like you just might be baking quite a lot of things, and it's like to do with flaky pastry, or like your skin seems to be flaking. I don't know, or someone seems to be very flaky, like they're just kind of like in and out. I'm also hearing on the buses as well. So it could be a driver, so it could have something to do around a Cancerian or Life Path 7. But like on the buses, like coaching. Some of you are life coaches. Some of you like a bus driver. Something to do with where you're a coach driver or you're a bus driver or you're just, I don't know, like a lot of people want to be or are as a kosher. Oh, really? So the death certificate, this is too early to go through the same messages again. You'll have to watch the other ones. Kosher, something to do with the death certificate, funeral pyre, Jackie Meyer, I'm also hearing the name Jackie, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine, Jack, Jackie's son, the son Leo, the son of God, Steve Vai, somebody who is Steve. You can look for this placement of 8 anywhere, Leo. Even if you've got Aquarius in your chart, you can still watch it as that. Okay, or 2 life paths come together that make 8. But I definitely get hearing like flaky pastry in and out, like 1 minute I'm in, the next minute I'm out. Is it Libra? But like 1 minute or a 2, but like 1 minute I'm in, then I'm out, then I'm in, then I'm out. In the door, out the door, in the door, out the door. You really got to be dealing with Gemini, like a 6, Capricorn or Gemini. 1 minute I'm in, the next minute I'm out, and then I'm in and then I'm out. So I can't work out any kind of channel messages for you. I just think it's kind of coming up as like flaky pastry, like just you're either cooking or someone's very flaky. They kind of just never really know what they're doing. Like it's like I'm lost, like a Virgo energy of like Virgo. Well, like a life path number 9 or a Virgo. And 1 minute I'm in, the next minute I'm out. Then I don't know. Then I kind of know, and then you've got to be dealing with like a Libra, like a number 2. Like I don't know whether to flush it or whether I feel flush. I mean, I did kind of also pick up something around laundry, like laundry mat, like the Matthew. Okay, or laundering money and something like that, like a laundry service, or Laura, or Lucy, or Lucifer, or Capricorn, or Lulu. But like laundry, like dirty washing, like someone that could be a cleaner, or he could be Cortina, or Cortina. So you really could be dealing with like a life path 7 Cancerian energy of a Cortina. Or Cool Tina. I keep hearing someone that's saying, look, just Cool Tina. Or Cool Hand Luke. So the name Luke, Sky, Walker, Skylar, Tyler, Tarot readers. Cool Luke. Some of you have got a person that you know that's called Luke. Okay, or Lucy. Or Lucifer. Capricorn. Lulu. Louise. Louisiana. Lucky. Lucky Charm, someone from Ireland also up in here. Ireland. Idaho. I'm also hearing Idaho. Idaho, I come from Idaho. So they're really not relevant messages. What have you got for them? Scott. The name's Scott, someone that's also Scottish. But what have you got for Leo or Aquarian or 8s? But what have you got for them? It's like silence. Like I can't hear anything. Is somebody deaf, like physically deaf, and they can't hear anything? Like I'm deaf or blind or something, and I can't hear anything. Like, I don't know, the blind leading the blind. Something like that. And I can't see. Well, I mean, I've got to go. You might be going to the opticians, like myself. My eyesight has got worse, my eyesight. So some of you could be going to the opticians, okay, and I can't see properly. Or I can't even see you. Like, it's a metaphysical connection. You've got to have this metaphysical connection of stuff that I can't see, I can't hear you. What are you saying? I don't know what you're saying. Or just someone that is equivalently the sense that makes none. Libra. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, the messages are not making any sense. your vocabulary is not making any sense. It's kind of yes 1 minute, no the next, yes 1 minute, no the next, then yes, then kind of maybe, don't know, kind of sort of confusion, basically. Someone just doesn't know what they want. Like they 1 minute they do, and then the next minute they don't, and then they backtrack, and then they kind of like, well, maybe I kind of do, but I don't know. Like that kind of. That's all I can really give you as a message, Leo, at the moment. Like flaky, someone that's just like in and out, and then makes a decision, and then but doesn't stand by their word. Like they don't stand by their decision. Like they can't make a decision. They're just constantly trying to make decisions, but never really come. It's like throwing numbers, just like rolling the dice and just think, okay, let's just roll the dice, okay, and then okay, that really doesn't make any sense. So like I don't know. Let's see what the tarot says for you, Leo, because I'm getting confused with your messages, and you're probably getting confused just sitting there watching it thinking, Steve, this really doesn't make any sense. But is your love life at the moment making any sense? Like, is it making any money? Like, is it something to do with that you've got a business going and it isn't? Because sense can also be what you guys use as sense, right? But like, it could even be that odor monkey fart stuff, that the sense that doesn't make any, because it doesn't smell of anything. Okay, so like we call it sensey here, sensey. And me and my friend Rob used to have this joke of the sense that makes none. And these women used to go out and buy candles and fucking loads of really expensive products, and it was called Sensey. And then me and Rob used to just take the piss and just say, the sense that doesn't make any sense at all. So, yeah. So, I don't know. Something that's just not... Like a sentence. It could even be like a death sentence, like a Scorpio energy, and this death certificate that came up. And it's kind of a lot of energy around that also. Like, a lot of information that you don't know about this person. Like, a lot of people saying that I know you, but I don't really know you at all. Like, you don't... You only think that you know me, but you actually don't know me. Like, you've never really... Someone skips over the main factors, I feel, for you, Leo. Leo, sorry, I was going to say Aquarius, but you're still coming up as an 8. Someone skips over the main subjects. Like, they try to avoid the work. Like I mean, you might even try to avoid work, or avoiding someone at work, or like avoiding a family member. But I definitely keep picking up like a lot of avoiding energies, right? Like the elephant in the room, like an 8, okay? Like an 8 of swords, and there is something that I need to do, but I avoid it, okay? And instead of physically coming up with, okay, right, I really need to work on this, and then working on it, somebody doesn't, and they avoid the main subject. Like, they skip over steps of the communication or the work, okay? And like, I want to get right up here without putting the work in, okay? And this could be physical manual work. Don't worry about spiritual work. If it's spiritual work, it's someone that's not really being honest. They're not being honest with themselves. When they speak and when they talk, they're kind of skipping over the pain, really. Let's avoid the pain, okay? Let's skip over that, push the pain down, and just think, well, okay, let's not bother looking at that dark side of me, okay? So we could be dealing with the dark side of a moon. So it could be a Virgo, or a life path 9, or a mother, or something like that, okay? Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, probably. But, like, let's avoid that, okay? And then let's just talk, but let's not talk about the stuff where we're going to actually start communicating in a proper manner, okay? So that's all I can really explain to you of what I feel it is around flaky. Like, say you're talking to someone and you start talking, but then when you are talking, they just want to stick with a mundane, how was your day, what have you done, blah, 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 so on and so forth. And then when you start talking about, okay, so there's something bothering you, obviously, right? And they're like, no? And you're like, well, something's obviously bothering you. What is it? And they're just like, no, nothing's wrong. You're like, hold on a second, something's obviously wrong because you're going quiet. And then you're like, is it because of this? And I kind of think that I know what it is. And you say to them, okay, I really think that it's probably this that's bothering you. And then they just kind of like, oh, no, it's okay. No, I don't want to look at that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are parts within someone that they don't want to look at. Okay, that could be an internal feeling or a thought or a memory. Okay, or Emily, or Emma, or Melissa, or Maria, Michael, Jackson, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine, Jack. Okay, but like, you know, I really want to not get down to the nitty gritty of what the problem is. Let's just avoid it and just call it a day, maybe. But like, or I'll call you in the daytime, or I don't know, because they keep saying Cool Hand Luke. Cool Hand Luke in the book, someone up north, maybe. But like, let's just call, and let's just call it. Okay, call it quits. Some of you might be trying to back away from someone, and you're like, let's just call it quits then. Like, call it quits, or let's just call it down and just... I think someone runs from their fear here. But you would feel that as maybe an Aquarian or Leo. Like, okay, let's just call it quits then, because you're getting too close now. You're getting slightly too close to the truth of stuff, knowing that I have to avoid, and then the person gets that in karmic energy with their family. Okay, so personal lessons are stuff that you'll never avoid. So you either face it and face it with a person, or you deface the person and you run, but then basically you just face that with another or a mother. It just depends on whatever comes up in your life. But energy of what it is that you need to work on, you will always be forced to work on it, because if you don't, that's the force to be reckoned with of Luke Skywalker. You are not my son. Yes, you are. No, you're not. So some of you, it could be a Piscean. It could be to do with grandchildren or children, and you're having to go to court, and someone keeps avoiding the main issue, and that, you know, you speak to them, they avoid it. They don't want to talk about it. Okay, and it might be to do with their children. There's definitely children energy here for a lot of you. Children of the revolution, or children of the corn, or someone that's Cornish. Okay, but like children of the revolution, Tatiana Rexon, T-Rex, revolutionizing something. Revolver, John, Paul, Ringo, Star, Aquarian, 8, but that's you guys. So if you think that this is jargon, you're probably, you know, this is channeling. This is just me figuring out sort of stuff before the card reading. So you probably won't get it there. But yeah, there is something to do with Ringo Starr. Like a star is born. Star Nursery. You might be into like watching things, documentaries. Star Nursery, Star. Starman with... what's his name? It's some Starman. Aquarius. Sorry, Leo. Leo, Aquarian, Leo, Aquarian, Leo, Aquarian. You could have all these placements in your chart here. Charlotte. There's avoiding it. Like when people ask you, are you alright? I think this is a partner that you're dealing with, maybe. And people keep like, you know, look, we're going to have to talk about this at some point. They're like, no, I want to avoid it. You're like, okay, so if I have to avoid you, then I will. So instead of looking at the work, they avoid the work, and then they avoid the person, because they know that the person is going to raise the issue. So that means that someone here is not prepared to work on the relationship or work on it. Or Connett. The name Michael Connett, which is my friend, is a Cancerian. So you really could be dealing with like a Life Path 7, or it's you or them. But like, is it me? Is it them? Is it like, who is it? Who am I? Like, I can't figure out who the fuck I am. Like, I don't know my direction any longer. Or I don't have an erection any longer. Well, you probably won't. Because that was, see, a lot of people failed, maybe, or could fail. Because that was Venus. Everything that was going on in Venus and retrograde. That was what was making everybody, like, fucking... you know, sexually infuriated and everything else, and blah, 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 so on and so forth. And now that's gone. Now the work has to be put in towards saving the connection. So that's retrograde. That's what's been going on up in the sky. So it's kind of like that. It's kind of like now the feeling is kind of like the unknown, okay, and the feeling maybe dwindling away. Is the connection been built up during retrograde strong enough to last the test of time? Okay, which means that, you know, now you're forced to look at certain things within yourself of introspection, of going inwardly and taking a look at certain things that are about me that may be hindering my process forward. Okay, now this could be you and it could be them, it could be blue, it could be green, it could be anything, okay? But like, you know, until I'm prepared to like look at this, then my life is going to be at halt around a Pisces. Okay, and it's going to go on standstill. Okay, or Stansted Airport, something around a plane journey maybe. But like, until that time, we're going to have to slow things down and put a halt to it, because I'm not prepared to look at that. And I don't want to look at it. So I don't know if this is a halt that's coming to, because I'm picking up like stop. Okay, like amber, but green, amber, and red. Okay, like a stop sign. Like, okay, are we go, or are we kind of like just waiting for the green light, or are we stopping it? Like, are we going to stop this altogether, or, you know, what is it that we're doing? Are we going forward on it? Are we not? Are we kind of just sitting here at a fucking zebra crossing? Or zebra, Deborah, Debbie, Devi? Or are we just kind of, you know, what is it? Is it go, or like, is it just a fucking go doll? Do you know what I'm saying? So I think that someone's trying to avoid you by knowing that, or you them. I mean, like I said, you can relate this and think this is my love life, but then you think, hold on, I seem to be doing that also in my family as well. Like, you see, you either face it with one or you face it with another, but it's, either way, you're going to face it. You have to face energies, because you can think, no, I'm just going to avoid the connection. Let's avoid the connection. Let's not talk about it, and let's avoid it. Okay, and then, because this could be the other person. I don't know. Okay, but like, okay, let's avoid that. Let's put a stop to it. Let's put a halt. And then your message is also then turning into family, where you're like, okay, I need to avoid you because, you know, you're going to ask me certain questions and blah, blah, blah. And that's the questions that I don't want to answer, because I don't tell you or them. Okay, so why would I tell you if I don't tell them? And why would I tell them if really what I'm doing is lying to myself, and everybody keeps showing me signs of telling me certain things, but I'm missing the ticket? They keep telling me, you know, to look at this, but the more they tell me, the more I don't want to. Okay, so someone's forcing to hold on to the past. Okay, now that might be a past loved one, a deceased loved one, an ex kind of connection of the X-Men. Okay, or it could actually be where it's I'm avoiding and pushing you away and pushing you back to your past. You see, there's this energy of, well, I think it could also be spirit. Do you know what I'm saying? Where they're kind of like, look, you know, we're giving you these chances and we've handed you this opportunity in life. Do you fucking want it or don't you want it? Like, what do you want? Because spirit is kind of saying, look, you know, there are plenty of opportunities out there in the sea. Okay, Lucy, Laura, Lucifer, Capricorn. But there are plenty of opportunities there for you over the sea. Okay, but what is it that you want? Because if you avoid this, then you're just going to stay stuck like a Piscean energy, and you're just going to stay as you are, and you're going to be a Kurt Cobain. You'll basically just commit suicide. Oh, what the fuck is that? Commit suicide? Really? Why on earth would someone want to do that? Suicide. Okay, so I've got no fucking idea what that's for. Is that really worth it? Are people really worth that? Honestly? People really worth that? I don't know. I keep picking up messages that someone feels so down that someone's saying to them, is it really worth that? Like, is it really worth holding on to that amount of hurt and pain? Like, is it really worth holding on to all of those memories? And you're like, yeah, I want to keep doing it. Well, obviously you're going to say no, right? So why are you holding on to it? Like, I'm holding out for a hero to save me. There are no heroes in life. It's fiction. People can't save you. You have to save yourself. Okay, so if you keep looking for an answer in things, okay, it normally lies within yourself, which means that if I'm really, really fucking struggling, okay, and I'm really struggling, then I have to admit that. I have to admit the fact that I'm struggling and that I need help. Well, that isn't all spiritual. Okay, and if you never accept help from anybody, then what are you going to do? Oh, I don't know. I don't know what your messages are really relating to there, Leo. So let's see what you've got coming up, Leo. Because I think there's this energy of like, it's there and I know that I can have it and it's there if I want it. But am I really prepared to put the work in to look at the things that bother me the most, the things that I hate about myself the most. Am I prepared to look at that thing, Steve? Okay, but like, am I prepared to look at that? I mean, trust me, bro, that ain't fucking me. I've looked at everything about me. But like, am I prepared to look at it? Can I look at it? Can I look at Steve? Am I prepared to look at Steve? Well, if I say it, you say Stephen King. So like Steve, another Steve. Oh, sorry, for all the people where I was saying 7 days, all the people that lost, 3 people came up in the sector of my comment section saying that they'd lost a person called Steve. Okay, physically, like physically. Gone on up to the spirit in the sky. Silver. Okay. Can I look at it? Dare I look at it? Can I look at it? Can I face this person again after so much time has passed? What would happen if I was to face it? Head on. It was around a Cancerian or a life path 7. And if I was to face this person physically to show my face, what would happen? If I was to physically show up at their door or physically show my face and say that it's me, this is me. This is me in the flesh. This is truly me in the flesh. Some of you haven't even seen this person yet. You may not have even met. It could be a soulmate that you haven't even met yet. Or someone that just will not show their face ever. Like I'm not, face Hannibal, face Hannibal Lecter, Jodie Foster. If I was to show up who I really am, and to be honest, would people like me for who I really am? Fuck people. What's to worry about, man? Like, if I was to show up who I really was, authentically, would I really be who I am if I was to show up authentically? Lee. The name Lee, Leanne, Lucy, Laura, Lucifer. Lucifer. Capricorn. So, I don't know, because someone's really fighting the energy of karmic energy, right? Which means memory. Karmic energy means thoughts, memory, past history. Doesn't never mean future. Karmic energy is genetically born and bred within your life. That's what has created your karma. Okay, so it's ancestors, people that have fucking, done bad things in their life and so on and so forth that make you feel guilty. A guilty pleasure, a guilty conscience can even stop you. That's karmic energy. Guilty conscience, guilty pleasures, all of those kind of things, indulging food and everything else. If I really want to change, then I have to put the work in and prove it to Saturn. Because when Jupiter comes by, Jupiter is going to say, okay, well done. We are now going to give you everything that you wanted because you've decided to put the work in with the person. If it's soulmate energy, I'm willing to put the work in that's hard. The hardest work isn't physical manual labour. Unless you're in labour and there's something. This is also, my friend gave birth to a Capricorn. So this is a child also, okay. Aries, well, the father was a Piscean, okay, but the grandmother was an Aries. Anyway, there's a baby here, and the newborn baby is a Capricorn. Okay, that is the baby. Okay, so there is something here around, like, if you're willing to take a look at your dark side, which means that what is it that truly hurts me the most? Is it the fear that when I show up authentic, are people going to want me? If I admit certain things in my life that are painful, will the person respect me for that? Have I any self-respect? Do I have any self-respect enough to show up authentic? Because if I want this person to trust me, I have to give over certain pieces of information to them for them to know me. Because if they have got no fucking idea who I am and what lies beneath the energy here, if they truly do not know me, then how am I expected to take a look at myself? So Saturn will always say to you, Spirit, if you go forward on this, with this, okay, and you start to really put that work into change, your life will physically change before your eyes. Okay, it will. You probably won't see it because of the dark energy here, because of the darkness here. This is a darkness that lies within a person here that they may not have admitted about themselves for so long. They may not have realized that there are certain things that hinder this person's life. And in order to truly look at that, they have to look at anything that has been toxic in their life individually. Okay, what has been the most cause of things that have stopped me from being empowered? Because if it's power, hungry, never show yourself up to be hungry, okay? Because then what you do is you form codependency of addiction, okay? So you've got this energy of follow my leader and chase me, okay? Chase the dragon, chasing its tail. Year of the Dragon is myself. But yeah, it's addiction. It's addiction. It's like, okay, this is my heroin, okay? If I was to never have that in my life again, what would I be? Free. Free to detox from all toxicity of my life. If I didn't have that in my life. Now, that can be family. That can be family. That can be green, that can be blue, that can be violet sky. It can be any colour that it likes, okay? It can be whatever it wants it to be. It's your choice. This can evolve into something that you want it to. But if you avoid this, if this person avoids this, okay, their family will digest them into an energy of codependent addiction. Because Saturn doesn't give a fuck about anybody individually. Well, they care about... Everybody has a wheel of fortune. Everybody has a destiny to fulfill, right? Everybody. It can be green, it can be blue, it can be violet sky, it can be anything. So it's individual to you. It's your experience. It's your life, okay? So what is it that you want in your life? Now, if your codependent energy comes up as, I am sick to death of people keep showing me the same signs of me having to look at this, if you avoid a partner, then it will transform itself into your family. Okay. So that's your heroin. That's your addiction. If you look at the energy of what is karmic in your life, people in life are mirrors. They mirror you all the time. Family, people, they come at you left, right and centre until you're prepared to look at that about yourself. So they don't leave you alone. That's things coming up for review. Okay. Retrograde, so on and so forth, bad thoughts, bad feelings, bad memories coming up for review. Why is it that when I speak to you, do you trigger me in a way that makes me think of this? Why do I not want to? Okay. So the person in front of you is your heroine, is your muse, okay, for your amusement only, okay. So do you get what I'm saying about codependent addictive energy? That if you was to put the work into, like myself, of being, hopefully getting back to the way I was in 2020, okay, before COVID hit, I have to put a fucking hell of a lot of work in towards my diet. I have to think very carefully about what I'm buying, when I'm eating it, try not to get addicted by, you know, going past McDonald's and places like that where I know that that's going to really tempt me. If I was an alcoholic, I wouldn't be able to go into a bar and into a pub because I would be drooling at the mouth knowing that I would want it. So I have to stay away from that kind of energy, right? So I have to put the work in. If it's a diet, I have to look at my food, consumption of what, where, when and how, eating healthily and everything else. I have to stay away from the things that trigger me off around food. Going into a supermarket when I'm fucking starving, it's not a good thing to do, because you can think, oh, God damn it. Ugh. Okay. I suffer from an addiction of foods. Mine's the opposite way. Okay. So in order for me to look at that, okay, I've also, got counselling that hasn't bothered ringing me, but I've been started for the last couple of 3 weeks. Okay. So I'm really looking at, this is true because this is within your life here, because it could be a food addiction. Okay. It could be anything that is in your life that needs looking at. Okay, if I'm not prepared to look at that, how many of these triggers has Steve already mentioned in my life that are bothering me? Okay, now if this is just a plain simple one like food, then obviously, like I said, don't appear starving. Make sure that you eat equivalently enough food so you don't get to the point of starvation. Because if you're fucking really hungry, what are you going to do? Chase food. Okay. Now, food is also pub grub, which is cocaine. So there's an addictive energy here of someone that could really be suffering around trying to become clean. In Britain, we call it pub grub, or we call it food. You all right, bruv? You got any food? Okay. It's not fucking peanuts, bruv. Okay. So, like, food. Okay. What are we serving out? What food have we got? Right? If that's drugs, like I said, there's energy of drugs here. Right? But you have to stay away from that energy. But if there's something internally about you that you need to look at, then it's not what you need to do. It's where you need to organise your life and think, okay, who's most important in my life? Loads of people will say, my children, my parents are all important than me. Okay, so if I wasn't here and available, how can I look after them if I wasn't here? If my health is shit and my mind is crap? Okay, how can I look after anybody truly if what I do is always put them before myself? It's the same analogy that people have taught you for many fucking centuries. If there was a fucking plane and the oxygen masks come on, who would you put the oxygen mask on first? Your children or yourself? Right? Yourself. So you can think clearly enough to be able to breathe to sort your children out. Okay. Leading energies. This is where leading energies fight the good fight. Because they know. They're the all-seeing eye of knowing. I want to change for the better. So if I do, I have to put the work in towards doing that. I have to strive to be able to change. Change doesn't happen overnight. You can't lose weight in a couple of seconds. It doesn't change overnight. Okay, it takes time, takes practice to be able to look at what it is, to admit things. Okay. Because if not, you go to that energy. 5 of Cups. Avoiding energy. Okay, well, the bad energy is trying to come out. Let's see. Leo. What has Leo got coming up this week, please? Show me Leo or what they got coming up this week. So now I'm worried. Me, I've been waking up the same night every single night. 333 every single night. I woke up at 03:03, closed my eyes a little bit, couldn't sleep, got up, looked at my phone, it said 333. For goddamn ages. There's nothing on my mind, it's just that I am brimming with energy trying to, what can I do? What can I do next? I'm not sitting there going, oh my God, I'm so worried and I'm panicking. Nah, bruv, I just can't sleep because I'm brimming with energy. Okay. That's actually what 333 means, and 0303. Funnily enough, but I am brimming with energy. I can't wait to get going with the day, okay, because I look forward to my days, okay. So I'm look forward to my days off, is what I'm hearing. Like, I'm looking forward to my days off work that I have coming up for some of you, okay. But like I said, this stuff that you're suppressing here, if you are, you're reflecting it upon yourself to be extremely exhausted and tired. Okay. So if you're avoiding things, how it's kind of like, I'm so used to just like stabbing myself in the face or punching myself in the face. And I'm so used to that, but fuck that dessert, but why am I doing it? Well, you're not. Why would you do that? You think, oh man, I really need to stop punching myself in the fucking face, bruv. It hurts. Of course. So when a feeling comes up, what is it that hurts you the most? So what is it that needs recognition? What is it that you need to recognise of what happened? But are you prepared to let that destroy the whole and the rest of your life? Or are you prepared to live it while you're here? It's like a bucket list. Right? I always treated life like a bucket list when my life was so shit that I couldn't handle any more physical panic attacks and anxiety. I was nearly out. Okay, but I made it through my karmic return, and here I am to say the day, right? But like, I always see life as a bucket list. Whilst you're here, some people that, like, because suicide has come up, right? Would you rather just like give up and just think, okay, the life is a piece of shit, okay, any way you look at it, but always look on the bright side of life, is the fact, well, all these things that I've been avoiding, I could do that, okay, and then just avoid all of those things, or I could face that and do a bucket list of like, fuck it. Let's throw balls to the wall, let's throw my bollocks in the sink, and let's just do it. Let's just go for it and see what happens before I do that, okay? Is to realise life is like a box of chocolates, or it is a bucket list. I might as well get all of these things done while I'm here, okay? And then someone will say, well, so next life you don't have to get... No. Right? It's just about looking at life simply, okay? Simplifying life. I can either stay as I have been for many years, where I've thought that I was happy, but then things come up in front of me that make me unhappy. Avoidance of the energy of what you thought, the expectation of life. Suddenly it throws a curveball at you and makes you think, what do I want to do with my life while I'm here? Do I want to give up? Or do I want to live out the rest of my life where I don't have to deal with this? Which means that I have to deal with it and start now. Okay? Because if not, it will eat me alive. Okay? Fear. Other people create fear. You don't. Other people, like I said to people, when you've been fearful in your life, what is it that has created fear? Okay, another person has done that to you to make you fear. Okay, but who is it that keeps thinking of fear to make you stop your life? The past. What happened? Okay, but an individual body itself is capable of knowing when it is fearful, when it needs looking at, and when it doesn't, when we suppress it. We are in control of our emotions. When we are in control of our emotions, there isn't really a lot of things in life that fucking really bother you, because you're stable within your emotions. You've accepted things the way they really and truly are. Okay. When the doors of perception are cleansed, things will appear as what they truly are. Yourself in the mirror. Michael Jackson. Okay. So other people in life, they create drama, and they create, because humans are flawed, they're stupid. All humans are. All humans are flawed and stupid as fuck. Are we or are we not? There will be people that will argue against that. Of course they will. But we are apes. We are bred by apes. We're stupid people. Okay, we fight in order to be able to remain doing the same shit. I know I want to stay in this pity party and do this forever. Okay, I will continue to do this forever. Okay, fuck COVID. It's pissing me off. I want to go back out there and do my life the way I did do it before. That didn't work. Okay. Introspection. Time alone with my thoughts. What are those thoughts that run through my head the most that I know that I need to look at, because if I don't, my future will be the same. So you got 8 on this side, which is an Aquarian Leo, so there is communication here between you two, but there's still an energy that needs work. Ace of Wands. So passion is starting to be put back in. Someone here is definitely willing to work on the relationship and communicate. They really are. But they're looking more, this person on this side looks to more towards their creative energy, creative side of life. Okay, the bright side of life. Look, just look at it like this. Okay, someone that's like that, very placid. Why don't you just look at things this way? Okay, why don't you try this then, you know? Because what is trust if you can't trust your partner? Show me the other person connected to Leo. Some of you have got a dick, at least. And then you get the 3 of Swords. The same reading of what came up in the last one yesterday. I think it was Cancerian. 3 of Swords. No matter how much Pisces here tries to save this energy from their own worst nightmare, this person still keeps thinking that you're an absolute nightmare. Okay. Could be your mother, your sister, having dreams about your mother or your sister. Okay. She's got a family full of eccentrics, but I need more time. I'm sorry, but I just need more time. I just need more time to make a decision. I need more time. Show me the other person connected to Leo, please. Death card, the ending. The end of a beautiful friendship. The end of a beautiful relationship. Death. Well, I don't never see death as the end. I see it as the beginning. Okay. Never really see death as the end. It's religious factors, because it's Taurus that stands in the way of it. Okay. Where there is certain work that needs to be done yet. Before we can go forward any further, we have to put a stop to this. So if that's, we need to put a stop to the communication, we need to stop communicating. If it hurts me enough to keep talking with you, then I need to make that decision to stop the energy here. But it can also be where there's a period, someone could be on their period, but there could also be a stop, okay? Just stop destroying yourself. Could be communication. It's a very disturbing energy here, because there is also a death certificate type sort of thing here as well. Because it's a force, is what I keep fearing. Is something that I keep fearing that I need to look at, that I keep hearing that I need to look at. So some of you keep hearing the same message over and over again, and you're afraid to look at it. Or you're afraid to listen to it. Steve. And there's a message that keeps being repeated and told to you over and over again, but you refuse to listen. Sorry, because I've not really been hearing too much just lately. Refuse to listen. I refuse to listen. Refusal. I'm going to have to refuse. I'm going to have to oppose or propose. I mean, is that marriage? I'm going to have to propose an idea. Do I have to propose to you to make it? Because Scorpio and Taurus cut from the same energy here, right? Oppositions. But also for. Okay, which is for each other. For. Okay. And what it's kind of telling me is like trust. Trust issues. If you can't trust me, then what is life going to be like if you don't trust me? Do you know what I'm saying? It feels like that. Like if you don't trust me, then... Because for a lot of you could have been chat on here, there could be a third party energy, and someone's kind of like, well, how am I supposed to learn to love you and trust you if you're going off with someone else? Or have you gone off with someone else? Okay, Leo, that is your reading so far, guys. I'm going to dive deeper into this because I'm really not sure what this side here is meaning here. Whether they're going to have to be cruel to be kind and be mean to be kind. Don't quite know. Because it's kind of like forced pressure. Again, pressurizing you to make you look at it to be helpful, but someone's saying, well, you're not even being helpful. Because someone's refusing to look at the darkness that is with inside of the person. They're refusing to take a look at that side of them, the dark side of the moon. Okay, so yeah, if you want to join, I'm going to clarify this side, and then give you thoughts and feelings of how your partner thinks and feels about you during this time. Okay, you can find the link provided below. Personal readings, all that kind of blah blah blah, Angel Radio, all those kind of things can be found below. Thanks very much, guys. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you soon.